Hey, welcome back, everybody. I feel like we were just here before, but unfortunately, we're back here again. Liz, it's Monday morning, and you and I had a beautiful Monday morning meditation like we always do. If you're not a member of the Patreon, please go to patreon.com/remote viewing and beyond. Join us every Monday morning for morning meditation. And and also many more videos that are not posted on YouTube. If you're interested in that, please make sure you check it out. How are you?
This feels like deja vu.
It does feel like deja vu. Yeah. So I wonder if we could grab this fellow here. He's in police custody. He wasn't shot by, well, he was shot at, but not. We can grab him and find out what his motivations are, what he was doing here. This is, if you haven't heard, again, President Trump was shot at over the weekend by a shooter, a second assassination attempt, despite what you'll hear. And we'll find out what he's really thinking because we probably won't get that story anywhere else.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that he's still alive. I'm glad because we want to know, right? Because once you go to the other side, your perspective changes. So at least he's still here and we can get the perspective. Now, first thing is I tune into him, he's under some sort of sedation.
Okay. Was he under sedation at the time or under sedation now?
He's under sedation now. Were you under sedation at the time of the attempt? No,
Was he under
no.
any sort of mind control or mind microwave technology?
Were you under any sort of mind control? Not to his knowledge, no. He doesn't, I mean, he wouldn't know if he was under mind control, right? He's telling me no.
Yeah, so I was looking at his Twitter last night, his Facebook last night. We're not going to post those. You can find them on other Twitter. We're just going to post news articles here. So, did he feel betrayed by Trump's rhetoric?
Did you feel betrayed by Trump's rhetoric? Somewhat.
Because it says here that you, her choice in 2016, he hoped that you'd be a different, better candidate, and then had great disappointment and asked if are you retarded? I'll be glad when you are gone. Posted on June 11th, 2020. What did he hope to achieve by shooting President Trump?
What did you hope to achieve by shooting President Trump? He really doesn't like him. What did you hope to achieve? Like, was there some sort of reward, financial incentive? Yes.
There was a type of reward or financial incentive for him. Who was promising him that?
Did someone offer you financial incentive? Millions of dollars.
Who is this person that was offering you millions of dollars to complete this act?
Who offered you millions of dollars? He doesn't know their name.
Does he know their nationality?
Do you know their nationality? He believes they're American. Do you believe? I mean, have you met this person face to face? I've met a representative of the person face to face.
And so, where did he get this body armor? Where did he get these guns? Are these things that he purchased or were these things given to him?
Were these things given to you, the body armor? No, no, he had to purchase those himself. They could not have a paper trail leading back to him, and he knows that. That's what he just told me.
How long ago was this reward offered to him?
How long ago was this reward offered to you? Last week.
Did this come via text, via an email, via phone call, or through contacts that he has? He's a strong proponent of the war in Ukraine and a Ukraine advocate for people giving money to them.
How did they make contact with you? Did they email you? No. They contacted him online at first, and it was like a conversation about how much they hated Trump and, you know, sort of, I feel like they were baiting him. Okay. You know, so I'm going to grab whoever this is. Okay. How many people have you been trying to bait like this? Hundreds. And how are you finding these people? They're trolling, like they're going through on social media. They're scrolling, not trolling. They're scrolling through on social media looking for candidates, people that are outspoken, people that have an online presence, people that are saying things like this, people that are willing to carry out the act, right? They're
How
looking for predominantly males. Did you approach any females? No, they're looking for males. And they also, there's a criteria that has to be met. Mental health is one of those components. And so this person, I'm going back to the what's his name again? Ryan. Excuse me, I'm going back to Ryan now. So Ryan, this person had a long conversation. Yeah. And then what happened after that? They took it to the dark web. They took it to a secured communication channel. And then what happened? And then they talked about how they were going to assassinate Trump. And is this when they approached you? Yes. This is when they approached me. So what is coming through very strongly is they have a line or sorry, a list, not a line, a list of candidates to carry out an assassination. Okay. They've been grooming these people for how long? At least 6 months. And when they need to, they're going to call upon them. So how many more candidates or how many more are on the list? There's at least 5 more on the list of potential hitmen, but they have to fit this criteria, this psychological profile.
Where is the they and how many are the they?
Where is the they? Are you in the US? They're in Washington. And how many are there? There's about 3 to 4 of them they're working together.
And are they employed by the same agency?
Are you all employed by an agency? Are you employed? No. No, they're not employed. Are you freelancers? Yes. So they're freelancers. This is what they do.
What is their agenda? What is their motivation?
What is your motivation? Uh, Financial.
Are they on the watch list of any organizations and are they part of or former parties to any intelligence agencies or other organizations, these groomers?
Are you on the watch list of any other organizations? One of them is, I mean, knows to be on like the fringe of danger. Have you worked for agencies before? Yes, they have. Are you employed by them now? No, they're retired. Are you ex-military? Yes, I feel like 1 or 2 are ex-militaries. They have service in there as well. What about police service? Yes, and I feel like there's some police service in there also.
Did they have any fingers in the Thomas Crooks attempt?
Did you have any, like, did you have a hand in the Thomas Crooks attack? Yeah, that was their guy.
And how is it that they're able to continue to operate without intelligence or anyone in the intelligence agency aware of their actions?
How are you continuing to operate without, they do this all the time. This is not just a, this is just not confined to the USA. They do this, they carry out hit jobs all over the world. Okay. They're known for it. How are you not caught? Because they know how to cover their tracks. They know exactly what they're looking for. So in actual fact, you're just some sort of like tasking group that finds vulnerable people, mentally ill, unstable people to carry out the job for you. Absolutely. They don't do it. They don't do it. They're not going to jail.
Well,
They
let's
don't
hope
do
that they
that.
do.
Well, right, but they're telling me, they're like, no, we don't physically, do you physically pull the trigger? No, they don't physically pull the trigger. They find people to do that for them.
So they made a contact with this Ryan Routh originally on Facebook,
No, not on Facebook. No,
on Twitter.
on Twitter. I think they've searched him through Twitter. And then how did you find him? Like, how did you message him? See, these guys, what's coming through very clear, they have like scrambling programs that they use. So, they can't even be detected when they're online. Okay. They have some sort of way that goes in where they can send messages and details and have have these conversations. These are through undetected like channels on the I can see this so clearly. So how do you do this? They have like their own software things that they've designed, their own version of spy stuff that they do. Nobody has this. This is unique to their group.
What's the
Okay.
country of origin of this group?
What is the country of origin of this group? USA.
And where did they get this scrambling technology? Do they employ types of electric geeks, or are they getting it from other agencies as castaway technology?
Where did you have this made? Did you make it? No. No, they contracted out for people to make it for them. There's loads of these services on the dark web, they're telling me. So they have a lot of money behind them. They've got billionaires behind them, right? They have a lot of money.
And are they still, where did they get the information that President Trump would be on the golf course? And how do they relay that to this Ryan Routh character?
Where did you get the information that Trump would be on the golf course? They tap into something where his movements are pre-planned and logged. Is that through the Secret Service? Yeah, they hack in. They've hacked into the systems.
Do they have moles, people moles inside the Secret Service?
Do you have people moles inside the Secret Service? Do you have any moles inside? They have one. Did you use it on this occasion? No, they do this via internet. This is all done via tech. They've hacked in. They hack into some special thing that plans and plots all of his movements.
Do they have
And
any?
his movements have to be told well ahead of time, well in advance.
Do they have any moles inside the DHS?
Do you have any moles inside the DHS? No.
And they have operations and base of operations in Washington D.C.
Is your base in Washington, D.C.? Yes, right next door to the government. They're laughing because it's just like so obvious it's not, right? It's just like, really? They think that's funny. They told me when they were laughing when they told me that. They're like right next to government offices. What are you masked as? Are you masked as some sort of firm? They're masked as some sort of firm, but it's, the people who need to know that they're like a team of hitmen, or they get the job done. They don't physically do the hits, but they know how to get it done
How do they believe
or
that
not.
affect? How do they believe that? What do they think they're doing for society with a hit on Trump?
What do you think you're doing for society with a hit on Trump? I don't think they care who the victim is. It's about the money.
What causes a person to be this messed up in the head? And we're talking about this nefarious cabal agency, and then we'll get back to Ruth.
What causes you to be like this? It's all about the money. It's just money oriented. Okay. Do you not have a conscience about like, what you're doing? No, they're completely emotionally detached. Sorry. I don't know why I'm getting my words mixed up today. They're completely emotionally detached. It's a job.
How did
Now that is okay. That makes sense to me because when you are in these types of positions, military, police, for a very long time, okay? it becomes a job. You deal with everything under the sun, and it's just a job. There's a job that has to be done, and you have to do it. You learn through experience how to detach your emotions. This is all they're doing. It's all about the money. I mean, they're thinking of their retirement, their vacation homes, and they want to eventually go into retirement and go to what one of them is telling me is their own paradise island and just live there, you know, under the radar for the rest of their life. And it's also about setting up this for their families as well, their family's future. I feel like they invest in companies. I mean, they have a lot of money. So what is it that causes you? Do you not care like what you're doing if you take out a candidate or the message that it sends? No, they don't care. If they cared, they wouldn't be doing this job.
How did they originally come to meet one another?
How did you originally come to meet one another? Two of them have known each other through work for a very long time. I feel like they were in the military together, and then they went on to work in government. Did you work for the Secret Service? Possibly one of them worked for the Secret Service at one time, definitely high up on the agency. And they just formed partnerships. You know, each person has a role to play.
Can we say what branch of the military?
Can we say, was it the Army? Was it the Navy? Special Forces.
Okay, should help narrow it down. Um, do they live all the time in DC, or do they have other houses in other places?
Do you live all the time in DC? And they spend a lot of time in DC. And where else are you? But I feel like they have, you know, homes elsewhere and families and things like that.
Okay, these are people that live double lives.
Do your families know? No, the families have no idea. They think they're just contract workers.
All right, we're going to move back to this shooter here. Picture him in the flooding in Hawaii. I wanted to know what were your feelings that led up to the act of shooting President Trump?
So let's ask the group. Do you use any form of mind control or psychological warfare? I mean, they know how to get people to comply. Psychology was something that they did in their roles prior. They know the psychology of how these people tick, right? They know how to make them, get the fire lit underneath them. And they know how to promise the reward. Would you actually give them money? Yeah, if they carried out the job, they would give them money, or would you kill them after they did the shooting? No, I mean, they would watch them, but see, they keep their identities completely secret. Did he ever meet with any of you in person? Yes, he did. And what was that like? I mean, did you show your face? Yes. And what was that like exactly? He just agreed to do the job. We told him he was chosen. Like, I feel what they're telling me is that's how they psychologically entice them. You're chosen. You've been chosen to resolve the problem. They know what to do, like solve the problems of the world and save all the people. What they did is they went through his media, they saw his vulnerabilities and his passions, and they said what he wanted to hear in order for him to comply and agree to do it.
Do people really think that they're going to get $1 million? I mean, that you can get away scot free? I mean, this is not something that ends well for any assassin. I don't think any assassin hasn't been captured or murdered or shot in their act unless they were a hired professional hitman assassin. So for Ryan Routh, this fellow here on the screen, what did he think was going to happen?
What did you think was gonna happen? I was gonna get the job done and I was gonna get away. And you thought no one would see you? Exactly. Why did you have that concept? Why did you have the concept that no one would see you? Because these guys have the technology to break into whatever they want to and scramble the data. That's what they told him. And I'm saying, but what about little individual CCTV cameras on stores and parking lots and the fact that he has a phone, probably his phone. What do you say about that? Because they'll triangulate the phone to find out exactly who was in the area at that time. We told him all that. See, this group said we told him all that. And did he comply? They don't really care, right? They don't really care what happens to the person that carries out the shooting. They just want the job done. They don't care how it gets done. They just want the job done.
Does he have any plans to turn over and say who he talked to?
Do you have any plans to turn over and say who you talked to? No, no, not at all.
Wow. I mean, it's hard for me to talk to crazy people, and looking at his posts originally just, struck me as crazy. Is there anyone else that you confided in that you were going to undertake this, or was it just this nefarious cabal of group of fellows?
Have you confided in anybody? No, no, absolutely not.
What led you to this act of aggression? What was that thing in you that made you think this was the right thing to do?
What was that thing in you that made you think that this is the right thing to do? I thought I was going to save America. See, but that they psychologically worked on him. You're not dealing with someone who's well, okay? And that's why he fit their profile. What worries me is they have a list. And are you gonna make more attempts? Yeah, they're gonna try one more time. Before the election, between now and, you know, if he is elected, then they're gonna try and do it before the inauguration. It's
Is there
stunning, isn't it? It's shocking, stunned, right? And you know what gets me is like we did that Secret Service video, the first assassination attempt,
right?
and people were like, no, 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 no. And we were absolutely right. It was like on point the whole way around. The left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing at that time. And these guys knew. I'm saying, did you know that there were deficiencies? Yeah, they knew that. They know how these agencies operate. They also monitor their radios. That just came in. You monitor their police and their radios? Yeah, absolutely. They've got the tech. They break into the airwaves. They know exactly what's going on.
And so, are you guys getting any money from any other type of government agency in foreign nations?
Are you guys getting money from any government agency? Yes. And where are you getting this? Are you getting it from a foreign agency? Yeah, I think there's foreign agencies involved. I'm not gonna say who it is, but they've told me who it is.
Are you working for the cabal?
Are you working for the cabal? Uh, define cabal.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So they said to me, define cabal. We basically are the cabal. Like that, this is a secret group. Nobody really knows what they're doing. Nobody has any clue. They live double lives. They hide behind tech. They hide behind, lots of different false things, and but you would never know. You would never know what they're up to.
What is their plan of action for the next assassination attempt?
What is your plan of action for the next attempt? What is your plan of action? They're gonna try another, gun thing. But what is interesting is, as I probed out in the future, before I got something of like some sort of explosion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, are you thinking about doing an explosion? Yeah, I mean, that's on their list of things to do. How much are you actually being paid? They're being paid billions for this, billions.
Are they being paid in monetary funds or are they being paid in cryptocurrency?
Oh, are you being paid in monetary funds? Are you going to get the money like in dollar form? No. Will the money hit the US shores? No. Are you being paid in crypto? They're not being paid here. They're being paid through offshore. Is it through digital currency? Mostly.
Cryptocurrency?
Is it cryptocurrency? Not exactly. They're saying not exactly.
Not exactly. Okay. It's not Dogecoin.
No. Are you being paid in Dogecoin? No, 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 no. They would only take Bitcoin.
Do they have any special access to other military or paramilitary organizations that they're going to help enlist in this, or are they going to rely on nut jobs?
Are you going to enlist other paramilitary people or any military people? I mean, if they have to engage, but again, those military people would have to fit the psychological profile. They have, the one that pulls the trigger has to fit the profile, has to, because that takes away any and all suspicion off of them.
Are there any countermeasures that could be put in place to prevent them from doing their job efficiently?
Well, they have access to the radios. So, excuse me, they managed to break into the radio signals. I mean, they need to do a better job at scrambling the radios, scrambling the phones, scrambling the whatever it is, there's some sort of diary or something where the movements are tracked, right? They need to scramble it. These guys have hacked right into it.
Will this guy survive and go to trial? Or will
Well,
he Epstein himself in prison?
will he survive and go to trial? I think he'll be declared insane. Um, what will he be locked in a mental unit? No. Will he go to he will go to prison. Will he survive? I mean, for right now, for the foreseeable future, he will survive for the foreseeable future. They don't know what they want to do with him at the moment. Let's ask this question. Will these guys, let me ask the guys, if he started leaking information about this group, he doesn't know any of that. Like, he doesn't know anything about their group. He doesn't ask what they, and even if he does ask questions, they're not going to answer it, right? It's just one person handing the money over. Okay. So I'm asking, so if he did decide to leak that information, would you find a way to infiltrate him in the prison? Oh yeah, they would. And would you carry out the job yourself? No, they would have another prisoner do it.
Well, I'm sure I'll think of 100 more questions, and so will our listeners. I
Yeah,
wanted to
really.
thank you, Miss Liz Cross, and I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around this type of evil, but it's sad that it's out there in the world. Can we question whether or not this Ryan Ruthie character has had any Trump past life interactions, or has this cabal had any interactions with President Trump in past lives?
Have you had, okay, let's take a look. Have they? Mm, there was a past life where one of this group was imprisoned and Trump was behind them being imprisoned in a past life. He was sort of the guard to the prison. This is going way, way back. I mean, but apart from that, not really. What about this Ryan guy? Have you had, let's see, past lives with him? Have you had past lives with Ryan? A few, okay. A few past lives, yes. Very competitive with one another. Extremely competitive, like who can run faster. Now, that may sound ridiculous in today's day and age, right? But back then, when you're chasing animals and running away from animals and you're hunting and gathering and you're part of tribes and things like that, those things really mattered. So they were always extremely competitive. And sometimes this Ryan would win, sometimes Trump would win. So there's always been this competition between the two. Who can out survive the other one? Who's stronger? Who's fitter? Um, it's interesting that in this lifetime they contracted to play these roles, this attempt. And again, what Spirit are saying is it was Ryan's turn to lose in the competition in this lifetime. Maybe he'll win in the next lifetime, but this is kind of the things that these souls sign up for and they play out, and you just want to bang your head against a brick wall and say, when does it stop? Like, when do the patterns stop? But obviously this was meant to happen in this lifetime. A lot of psychics predicted another assassination attempt, quite a few.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And thank you, Miss Liz Cross. And I'm not going to thank these characters involved, but hopefully their time is short. We'll see you next time.
Oh my goodness. We'll see what we get. Thanks, everyone.